Tonight in Kansas City, Missouri, at Arrowhead Stadium, Lionel Messi walks onto a World Cup pitch for the 6th time in his career. No player in the history of football has ever done that. Not Pele, not Maradona, not Ronaldo, not Zidane, nobody. 6 World Cups, Lionel Messi alone. And tonight, against Algeria in Group J, he does something else that no player has ever done. He makes his 200th international appearance for Argentina, 200 times pulling on that blue and white shirt. 200 times representing a nation of 46 million people who worship him like no footballer has ever been worshipped before. This is not just a group stage match. This is a moment in sporting history. Argentina arrive at this World Cup as the defending champions. They won in Qatar in 2022, in what many consider the greatest World Cup final ever played, beating France on penalties after a match that swung back and forth like a thriller novel. That night in Lusail, Messi finally got the one trophy that had been missing from his impossible collection. Now Argentina wants to do something that only 2 teams in history have ever done. Win back-to-back World Cups. Italy did it in 1934 and 1938, Brazil did it in 1958 and 1962. Nobody has done it since. Nobody for 62 years. Tonight, that attempt begins. Against Algeria, in Kansas City. Let us start with Messi himself, because the story of how he got to tonight is almost as dramatic as the match itself. 3 weeks ago, Messi picked up a hamstring injury. At 38 years old, a hamstring problem is not something you shake off in a week. Medical staff at Inter Miami and the Argentine national team were genuinely worried. Would he be fit for the World Cup? Would he make it to the tournament that could be his last farewell? He worked. He pushed through rehabilitation. He made himself available. And tonight, he starts. Lionel Messi, hamstring injury and 38 years behind. Him starts for Argentina in their opening World Cup match. That alone tells you everything you need to know about what this tournament means to him. Now, let us talk about Algeria because they are not here to make up the numbers, and anyone who thinks this is an easy night for Argentina is not paying attention. Algeria qualified for this World Cup in dominant fashion. They won 8 of their 10 qualifying matches. They conceded just 8 goals in 10 games. That is a defensive record that most European teams would be proud of. And then, 2 weeks before the World Cup began, Algeria beat the Netherlands 1-0 in a friendly. The Netherlands, a team ranked inside the top 10 in the world. Algeria beat them. Their captain is Riyad Mahrez, the former Manchester City and Chelsea winger. He is one of the most dangerous wide players of his generation. Their top scorer in qualifying was Mohamed Amoura, who scored 10 goals in 10 matches and was involved in 58% of all Algeria's goals. That is not a squad that Argentina can take lightly for even 1 second. Algeria's coach Vladimir Petkovic knows exactly what he is doing. He took Switzerland to the round of 16 at the 2018 World Cup. He has a plan for Argentina. He has a plan for Messi. And his players have spent the last 3 weeks studying every pattern, every run, every tendency that Argentina shows. The only previous meeting between these 2 nations was a friendly in 2007 when Argentina won 4-2, and in that match, a young 19-year-old Messi scored his first international brace. Almost 20 years later, he faces them again. This time with the weight of history on his shoulders. Let us look at what Argentina needs tonight. 3 points would put them in control of Group J. They are in a group with Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. On paper, Argentina should qualify comfortably. But football is not played on paper. And in a World Cup, every single match carries danger. Argentina coach Lionel Scaloni has picked his strongest available 11. Messi starts. Lautaro Martinez, who has been one of the best strikers in the world for the past 3 seasons at Inter Milan, starts alongside him. Rodrigo de Paul, Messi's midfield engine, the man who runs and fights and battles so that Messi can create, starts in midfield. And Emiliano Martinez, who many consider the best goalkeeper in the world right now, starts in goal after being cleared of a finger injury that had worried the camp. For Argentina, the system is simple. Get the ball to Messi as quickly as possible. Let De Paul and Mac Allister control the midfield. Let Lautaro Martinez make the runs in behind. And let Messi do what Messi does. What does Messi do? He creates moments that should not be possible. He finds passes in spaces that do not appear to exist. He scores goals from angles and distances that defy physics. He makes the extraordinary look routine. And at 38 years old, he still does it better than anyone else on earth. But tonight, Algeria will not give him space. They will sit deep. They will compress the midfield. They will double and triple mark Messi whenever he receives the ball. Petkovic knows that if Messi gets time and space, Algeria lose. So his entire tactical plan is built around giving Messi no time and no space. The question is whether Argentina can find ways to hurt Algeria without Messi being the direct source of every threat. Can Lautaro make runs and create chances on his own? Can the wide players stretch Algeria's defense enough to open gaps? Can DePaul arrive late into the box and score from distance? These are the questions that will determine whether tonight is comfortable for Argentina or whether they have to grind out a difficult result. Now, let us talk about something that every football analyst is discussing right now. Is Messi truly at his best after the hamstring scare? He trained fully in the days before this match. He was declared fit, but there is always a doubt when an athlete of 38 comes back from a muscular injury in a short space of time. Is he 100%? Is he 90%? Is he protecting the muscle even slightly? If Messi is not fully fit, Argentina can still win. They have enough quality throughout the squad, but it changes the nature of how they play. A Messi operating at 90% is still better than most players in the world, but a Messi at 100% is a different category of player entirely. Scaloni insisted at his pre-match press conference that Messi is fully ready, that there are no concerns, that the decision to start him was straightforward. We take the coach at his word, but tonight we will see with our own eyes. There is another dimension to tonight that goes beyond football. This World Cup is being held in the United States and in the American city of Kansas City, Missouri. Arrowhead Stadium, home of the Kansas City Chiefs NFL team, holds 76,000 people tonight. The atmosphere will be extraordinary. South American fans, Algerian fans, general football, lovers who have come from across America to experience the World Cup for the first time in 32 years. And somewhere in that stadium, watching from the stands, will be Messi's wife Antonella, Rocuzzo and their three sons, Tiago, Matteo, and Cairo. His family has been at every important moment of his career. They were in Lusail in 2022 when he lifted the trophy. They are here in Kansas City tonight as he begins the defense. For Messi, this World Cup is personal in a way that perhaps no tournament has been before. In 2022, he finally won the one thing that was missing. Now he wants to prove that 2022 was not a peak, that Argentina is not a one-time champion, that he, at 38, can still be the best player on the planet at the biggest tournament in the world. If Argentina win tonight, and win the group, the path to the final runs through American cities. Quarterfinals and beyond are hosted entirely in the United States. The final itself is at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, on July 19th. That is Messi's potential destination. Another World Cup final, another chance at history, another chapter in the most extraordinary career in the history of the sport. But before July 19th, there is tonight. June 16th, Kansas City, Algeria. Messi's 6th World Cup begins right now. Watch tonight. Watch closely, because whatever happens, this is history in real time. A 38-year-old man who has already won everything there is to win, stepping onto the biggest stage in sport one final time. Trying to do what no team has done in 62 years. If there is one player in the history of football capable of making that happen, it is the man wearing the number 10 shirt for Argentina tonight in Kansas City. Subscribe right now. After the final whistle, I will be back with the full match result, Messi's performance rating, and what it means for Argentina's World Cup campaign. Comment below. Do you think Argentina can win back-to-back World Cups? And can Messi score tonight? Drop your predictions below. See you after the match.